What is good, Red? Oh, I forgot to put my light. What is good, man? Oh, my body. Alright, what is good? Raid as well. Raid and Red, the easiest name to say back-to-back possible. Alright, let's go ahead and log into the game. We also have Zenless here, which will probably alternate between whenever we get into a deep ramble, which happens, every goddamn stream. So yes, also, I don't think my goddamn special, super special, whatever keyboard has shipped yet, which is ass. We're logging in, boys. What is good, ladies and gentlemen? How is your week, day? We talked yesterday. I don't know why I said week. It's a weird thing to say. But, how are you? Apparently, also, Lone loves the gosh ding dang darn thumbnail. Jesus Christ. Thumbnail. Because it's just, yeah. Man, it is, if you could just make thumbnails based on, like, a dope as hell screenshot, like, that's why this game is, like, easy to me a little bit when it comes to making content, but no one seems to really make use of the thumbnails, unfortunately, from, like, the cutscenes and shit. It's just, there's so many good thumbnail material there. Whereas, if we play a game like VR, and you're like, fuck, how the hell do I find a thumbnail that describes my obscure idea? Yeah, it's just ass. I spent like 4 hours a day working on a thumbnail that I'm sure is shit.
Lone Syndicate said the thumbnail is hot, is what you were trying to say.
No, the thumbnail, it's just like it goes into all the research I've done about like, hey, it's like eyes people are really drawn to, interesting angles, makes you ask a question, like what, like it makes you what the hell, like wonder what the hell's happening. Now if we contrast that with, let me just pull up the thing I've been working. There's always this weird like mic cutout whenever I transition. I think I could fix it, but anyways, if we look at this, why isn't that? Do I gotta do one of these? No, it's Windows key. There we go. If we contrast that with this bad boy, and then I scroll up because I don't want. Is that fine? I think it's fine. If we contrast that with this fucking thumbnail I made today, look at it. It's not very good at all. Spent like 4 hours getting into the VR game, getting everything set up, and it just looks like ass. Because this doesn't matter. It's when you make it smaller, this is what's going to be on YouTube. You can't quite see the fact that it's a scooter. You know what I mean? I think I have one that's with a skateboard. It's equally as like fucking hard to distinguish. Where is it? It's somewhere here. For whatever reason, it doesn't put it like it doesn't sort by new in a weird way. There it is. What do you guys think? This one? Or this other one? This. I'll switch back and forth if I can find. There it is. This and this. Which one? Thoughts? Feelings? Do you have any of them associated with any of these images? I tried to make it very similar to
Lone Syndicate said him trying to understand what's going on in the thumbnail.
Yeah, I'm trying. I think maybe I should just do like the same thing like this, except just put like Project Third Eye. What is happening on the thumbnail is it's bionic arms controlled by my hands holding a tiny scooter. Yeah, you couldn't get that? Weird. Feels like that's weird that you didn't understand and could infer all that from the images you could see. Yeah, it's one of those things where you try a lot of stuff and then you're like, all of it's awful. Good. Okay. Well, turns out it's always the case, but whatever is the simplest thing is usually the best. So if the more elaborate you become, the more worse it becomes, and you're just like, this sucks, I hate it, and I just wasted 4 hours, and I gotta do that again. And also, I should know, just by, like, the virtue of, like, instead of, like, trying to make shittiness work, I should just be like, this isn't gonna work. I should just figure out what's gonna work and then do that. You know what I mean? Don't waste time, because now I wasted even more time trying to make it work, doing color correction and saturation so that it makes it look like it's popping, but you can't make shit look good, apparently. You can make, like, okay look good, but that's pretty shitty. Like Lone said, it's also hard to see the detail of stuff. Yes, but it's also the video I have. It's like a very, it's just like a kind of a son of a bitch as far as like what it is. It's kind of one of those videos. It's about anything. So like nothing is the thumbnail. Like if it was like, oh, I'm covering this this cool melee mod. It's like, got it. Just show like a fucking awesome weapon in like a cool provocative activity, whether it's like defending a shield from like a shield bash or something.
Said also, I will be summoning for Yanagi, but to give myself kinder a break, I won't be summoning for her engine.
Ooh, Flo said, Happy Liberty Day from Super Earth. I did see that they come out with a brand new thing. They have a new season pass situation going on, which is cute and neat. The whole like battle pass and whatnot. The whole last thing. I wouldn't mind putting that on the list of games to play, but I feel like it's just not a good idea. You know? Yeah, like I don't know. There's super like I really think that game looks awesome, and I like playing it all the time. Like when we did play it, but I don't know. I just feel like the contenders we have right now for each week are pretty locked in, you know. And I feel like a lot of people cover Helldivers, whereas I feel like with that one game, that Fairweather, whatever it's called, Fluff sent me the goddamn thing. This thing, this little guy. Yeah, what do you call it? Wayfinder. That I feel like less people will be covering it, and less competition possibly, and we could get in there and play it. I don't really know what the kind of game it even is, so yeah. But still,
McFlufferkin said Helldivers 2 is celebrating Liberty Day today. The major order requires holding Super Earth for 24 hours, and we get a HD1 styled armor and Constitution bolt action rifle.
Ooh, nice. What's HD1? What's that? I got Helldivers 1 armor. Gotcha. Took a while. Shouldn't have taken a while, but it took a little bit of a while for me to get it to my head. What's good? Pepino? Damn, that's a name. Pepino says, take back, let it die. I will not let it die. Can burn in a fire. No, I'm kidding. But it can fucking do whatever it wants to do. It can live its life to the fullest. All that. Side quest amidst the stars. This is the one that we were doing last time, but I had no idea where the hell it wants me to go, and I hate it.
Lone Syndicate said, plus, if I summon for her, I can get enough residual signals to buy Grace Engine from the shop, and I can give lip gloss to Yanagi.
I was going to say, I feel like, what do you call it? Lone was saying that, also I'm summoning Yanagi, but I give myself a kind of a break. I won't be summoning for her entry. Yeah. I was about to say, as soon as I seen the damn thumbnail pop it, or not thumbnail, sorry. As soon as I seen the like your art that you posted in the Discord art tab, I was like, okay, yeah. It's just not. He's gonna go for her, unfortunately. I'm like, oh, well. And sure, you can justify it as like, I'm not going for her weapon though. That'd be crazy. And you're like, oh, okay. Sure. What? Still seems like you're gonna go 60 pity deep, but hey, you do what you want to do with your money. A brief coil winds, fills the air before next text appears on the screen.
Flufferkin said if we throw Helldivers 2 into the ring for co-op days, the game is in a much better place after their 63-day plan improved so much.
We could, Fluff. The issue with Helldivers, like I play it out like in a story in my head. I find it would be like, it's either we do Helldivers week, in which I feel like at the very midpoint or maybe like end of the week, I'll finally have gotten my footing. I'll feel like, okay, I'm able to play this game well and have fun with it. But if we're doing it only for one day, like say like a Sunday fun day or whatever the hell hangout day we decided is, just to do co-op games, I don't know how that will work really well, because I feel like I won't, like, my issue with Helldivers is that it has enough going on that yes, and it has like this weird shit where there is such a like a bottleneck, at least to me. Like, it feels like a boot pressing on my throat of like, hey, you have to do like harder and harder missions to get more and more progression, to get more and more stuff. And if you play like little baby missions, you're not going to get as much stuff, and it's not going to be as cool, and you're not going to progress very quickly. All these things. So it has this urge to want to push into your max capacity limit of like, oh fuck, this is like I have like a 60% chance of succeeding when I play this level of difficulty, and it gives me my stuff. I feel like, yeah, it wouldn't be enough time to like A, get good at the game, and two, I feel like all I would be doing is eating shit for like an hour, or like heavily depending on whomever plays with us, i.e. maybe you or Red, who has played a lot more Helldivers than me, to carry my ass, and then I just feel bad about myself. So like it's either a week where I can like get my momentum up and catch my stride, or it's other co-op games, because I just feel like Helldivers is like notoriously a difficult game. Like it is not your bog standard fucking play and just turn off your brain, you know. I also really wish games got away from that shit, where it's like the hardest content imaginable rewards you with like the most XP. Just because it to me at least, and maybe it shouldn't be this way, but it very much makes me feel like antsy. Like it makes me feel like I'm like, if there was a race, I'm losing. I'm behind the race and I'm shitting myself. Stop waiting and operate. Keep waiting. I don't know what this is. Do not respond. Try to respond. Oops, I need to get to deals quickly. Okay.
Make it faster.
Amidst the stars, we go.
Lone Syndicate said, listen, it better than spending $200 for an engine alone. Cough, cough, Caesar's engine.
Yeah? I mean, yes, but we're also talking like psychopaths. We're like, it's technically worse than...
McFluffican said, as I said, if we had to choose, I'd much prefer we do Wayfinder.
Yeah. Well, maybe we won't have to choose. I don't know. It's it's a whole thing. It seemed like it wanted me to go here. What is the quest? I can't look at the quest, so maybe it's all lies. Then it always puts me back in the fucking not place that we're supposed to be. I fucking hate this quest so much. Quest, this, track. What does it say? Nope. I want to go to quest. Okay. Provide you a number of clues about the message. Well, I clicked past all of it because fucking dumb. Like, hey, here's a stupid side quest. Read a ton of text just to get under a slight understanding of what to do. And it's like, why? Why you tell me where everything else is? It's just annoying to be like, this one thing actually is where we're like, fuck you. You have to pay attention to a sea of random exposition text. I hate you. It's stupid. You're the worst. Anyways. I believe the new war round starts tomorrow. It's going to be a plasma pistol. Nice. Also, what's good, Bolty? We missed you yesterday, bud. What was I going to say? Some shit about nothing, I feel like, to you. Damn it. Sup, Lone, sup, Fluff. I believe the new Warbound starts tomorrow. Bolty, hello, my friend. Fluff says, if they're throw Helldivers 2 ring co-op days, do that stuff. Yes. Looking forward to playing Helldivers 2 again someday too. Yeah. Again, Helldivers is one of those things which it's kind of fucky because like unless you're like jumping in, buying the Warbound and like leaving, you are technically having a little bit of FOMO, but it's not nearly as bad as every other type of FOMO that exists. But still, it does leave me being like, I don't know. It's kind of a selfish request for sure, but yeah. Is it below all this? Is there something like at the bottom? No, because it tells me to go here. So you're just the worst. Use the sensor. Oh. Okay.
There you are.
This little guy. All right. We need to learn patience, turns out. Turns out that's just a little old thing that we have never had in spades. Good. Well, okay, there's another one. Okay, take me to that place. I've not played Helldivers since March. Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like it is one of those games that comes in waves, which is probably for the best. You know, it's not too much, not too little. Just like a little bit of stuff every now and again, which is not bad. Honestly, those games are nice. Just to like, again, I kind of prefer. And maybe it's just because every game is a live service game now. But it just feels nice when there's a game that's like, you can come back in a month and you'll be good. You know. It also kind of sucks when you're like, yeah, when you maybe want to play a game you really like more and you're all out and you're like, damn it.
Bolty said, GRINN, I've got new notes and things I want to change in my anime/asterisk isekai.
Ooh, hit me with it. Also, that's what it was. Yesterday I said thank you all to the people who were helping me on when I was sick that day, telling me about all your helpful ideas. I used a lot of them. But I did settle on a specific kind of 3 characters, which I'm happy with in
Lone
general.
Syndicate said also to all my ZZZ players, don't forget the redeem code. I sent it to the Discord.
Good thing you said that, fucking Lone. I think I did. Shit. Remind me at the end of the stream to quickly do that, because damn. Let's wrap up this event, and then we'll hang out and chat whilst we look at the other thing. By that I mean the Zenless Zone Zero stream highlights that I have queued up here in my video thing. Looking forward to Helldivers 2 to play it one day. Raid says, yeah, Helldivers 2 it has a great spot right now. Is in a great spot right now. I heard people like, I don't know, man. People turn on shit. Some channels out there just sound like, just terrible. Just like just fucking soulless husks that are just like, I need content and drama and feed me. Because, geez Louise, is it just like, hey, they're talking about how Helldivers is like the best thing ever, and then the moment it has like, it fucks up just the slightest bit, they're like, just rip its throat out and just eat it alive. And you're like, Jesus, man. Like, maybe people make some mistakes, but damn, people are too eager to throw people away nowadays, even though they are probably the most fucked up people on the planet, and it's annoying. It's like, you have made mistakes too, and yet you're like, I can't believe this guy did this. And I'm like, I mean, calm down, people. People are the worst. Anyways, the fairy, like, can go anywhere for anything with a sentence, but still. Record. Oh, I can finally take a picture of the beautiful little thing. Look at that. Dunzo. Awesome. Skip. I am so invested in whatever the hell this fucking taking pictures story is. That's all the things I want to pay attention to. You got me. That's the one that I'm like, yes. I love that you injected more exposition into this.
Leprechaun said, to be fair, Helldivers 2 had some terrible balancing, red, nerfs, patches with a supposed big update that mostly just nerfed things further.
No, for sure.
This elicited the 60-day plan where they made amends.
No, for sure. But the issue is that, how do I put it? So, to me, this is like, that's the nature of what most people, it would be a woeful idea, but I would love to see it, where people basically say like, oh, somebody made a mistake or said something or fucked up. So then it makes sense, because you as a person has probably fucked up in your life at some point too. So it makes sense to like have a refractory period of like, okay, is this person working hard to like make amends with what they did or change themselves so they don't make the same mistake or they don't punch you in the chest again, right? So then you watch that person's actions, they adjust and change, and then it's all is well. But instead, like the machine that is like this all-consuming drama-fueled hellscape, what it wants is to build you up as much as humanly possible, and then the minute that you deviate, fuck up, trip or whatever, they fucking tackle your ass, and they make you bleed like you never bled before. And then they make it so that like, any slight good thing that you do is like 1% of the 10,000 bad that you did. And it's just like an overwhelming sea of like dog shit, dog shit, dog shit, dog shit. I guess they did this one kind of thing that's helpful, but their title and thumbnails is still Helldivers is trying to save their dead game or something like hyper salacious. And that shit is exhausting to see, where I'm just like, man, I'm you know, yuck. Too much. Not to say that, again, people can't make mistakes and they can't fix them, but I rarely have ever heard about like, hey guys, they made a mistake and they grew from the beginning. The only 2 games who've ever done this is No Man's Sky and CD Projekt Red, and it's because they over fucking delivered. And even still, those people who are so toxic and negative all just basically just stop reporting on the negative stuff. And then like a couple months go by and then they're like, hey, by the way, Cyberpunk's doing some good stuff, and they're like, oh, people are liking that? Cyberpunk's back, baby. Cyberpunk's the best. And it just feels super unauthentic to me. Like it seems like they're like, they feel nothing. They are a wraith that just wants to ebb and flow with whatever you want to feel that day. You know what I mean? Like it's like they have a finger on the pulse of like society or like the gaming zeitgeist. And they're just like, oh, this is something I can use to get your fires burning, you know? And it's just like, I don't like feeling manipulated in general. It's like one of the things that just like, it makes the hairs on my back stand up. So I feel like it's always that. Again, I don't know enough about the Helldiver situation. All I knew is people were coming for that ass,
yeah, it makes me
and it was
excited
bad.
for 1.4.
What's happening? What was that last bit? I didn't see that.
McFlufferkin said, I agree, the community and especially content creators are far too quick to turn against a game they're passionate about, but that's where passion is both love and hate.
Yeah, for sure. I guess I have an issue with like individualism, essentially, where like I believe everyone should be treated as like an individual person on a person by person basis, which is why I hate things more. Like it really fucking makes me hate a person, which is very rare. Like I try to stay away from that. But anybody who would like who almost like says "woe is me," shit always drives me nuts. Like how could that person say that thing? It's just insane that person could say that. And I'm like, I've said stupid stuff before. You said stupid stuff before.
Oh, what I've been saying, I found out what Miyabi is and when she's coming out.
Ooh, okay. Found when Moabi is. Yeah, is she next light? I thought people were telling me that Zenless, what do you call it? Secretary Mommy is supposed to be coming out next, and then it's lighter. But surely the live stream told you guys that. Also, what's good, Nong? We missed you, buddy. Nong says, a Monster Hunter demo was out end of this. I did see that. Yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to play it, though, Nong. Is the Monster Hunter demo also for people who are on PC? I thought it was a strictly PS4 exclusive thing. Or maybe that was just how it was announced. But if it's on PlayStation, that might be what we need to play for a week. Just to capitalize on the fun of that. What is this? Why am I here? I don't know what this is. Oh, okay. That's just a convenient portal, I guess? Jesus?
McFlufferkin said Miyabi is Ice Fox Katana Lady. Yanagi is Naginata Shock Anomaly.
Really? Oh man, they're fucking so close.
Light said she's coming 1.4, but Yanagi is 1.3.
Right, Light. Sorry, I thought there was someone in our chat who like wanted the what do you call it, polar mommy person, and then there was a person who was as passionate wanting the Katana Lady. And I don't know who the two people were. I knew you were one of them. I just didn't know which one it belonged to. Grin, I got new notes on the things I want to change in my anime / Gotcha. Can't wait to hear about that, Bolty. But yeah, it makes me excited for 1.4. Yeah. Hopefully we'll see that. Hopefully we'll be able to see a lot of that. What is this?
Make it fast.
Time to hack. Also, it is hilarious to me in Zenless. Whenever I am playing Shorekeeper, who is like notoriously very gentle and like slow moving person, and you see her like running like a fucking linebacker, just like charging up a wall. It's just wild. It's like it uses the same template, and you're like, damn, she crazy.
White said, I'm grinding her type RN.
Lone Syndicate said, I will have Miyabi.
You will have my really? You want the Katana Lady, or is that the fucking thing? Yeah, weird. The Katana Lady to me is not that good. I also her from the story hasn't been very good either. Like the story thing, she just is like, I mean, she's a little bit like Eula, so I guess I gotta kind of appreciate that. What the hell? What is this? Oh, I guess it's just activated. I see. Oh, I see. You have 9 to 3 pulls for the Katana Lady. Gotcha. I wish you all spoke like I did, even though I know it's cursed and fucked up and not as good. But like, yeah, just I immediately know who you're talking about. If you're talking about Katana Fox Lady, I immediately know what's happening without a single doubt in my mind. You know what I mean? And most people also, just by hearing a name, would be like, "That's the person." But to me, like, maybe it's because we're playing 3 gacha games or 2 gacha games or something like that. But like to remember all of these names, that like as a Canadian, I don't know why. I know. Yeah, truth be told, I mean, I knew we knew
Light
some
said,
people.
I'm skipping 1.3.
Raidned said also I just watched a Wayfinder trailer on Steam and apparently it's on PS5 too.
Ooh, shit, we might be playing that then. Hell yeah, I will probably buy it. Remind me at the end of the stream, Fluff, to buy it or else I'll forget. I do appreciate you telling me though. What is this?
McFlufferkin said Miyabi's gameplay was neat back in the Z's beta. Not sure how much has changed. Also, MH Wild's beta on the 31st to the 3rd.
And it's also for PC? That's not, because if it's for PlayStation, I ain't getting it because I don't have PlayStation. I do, I just don't want to fucking, yeah. Yuck. That's all I have to say. You guys ready to surf? And Wow, look at that. Surfing in heels. What a wild thing. Do, 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 do. Hopefully crossover. I'd be shocked if it wasn't.
Said Miyabi, Fox Lady, is the visual of ZZ, but after seeing Yanagi, MILF Secretary, she also got Source very stylish.
I'm not.
Said Miyabi will be ice damage over time anomaly.
Anomaly, anomaly, yeah. I don't know why, man. I feel like out of the secretary girl or the katana wolf girl, I like the wolf girl a little bit more. So I guess I get why you guys chose her, but I don't know, man. None of them. I want there to. I guess I like polarity too much. Like I really do like enjoy like design that's excessive. You know, like Ito is one of my favorite characters from Genshin. The big ass Oni dude, fucking ripped as shit. Well, not really, but you know, you get the point. Yeah, same thing with like Caesar and all them. Like they look very stylized, I guess. And I feel like both of those two look like characters I've seen before. I think they're trying to play into like the whole student council type of like, you know, professionalism type shit, like governmental office worker kind of stuff, which I get. I don't know. It's not what I like, you know, which is hilarious because I am like the most milquetoast style person you've ever met in your life. Like I wear like if I could wear like a black fit activewear shirt, I would, and like baggy sweatpants, I would. I do, and yeah, but then yeah, then the characters I like are pretty out there as far as design goes. Maybe it's because I am vicariously living through them. That boom, Dunzo. All right, good. Now we can take this chest. Who for the Astra just on top
Mike
of the
said,
event
I
already giving you
Burnus.
that?
I pulled twice, but nope, she didn't come. But at least I got pity. I didn't get 1S.
You went. I love Bernice pulled twice, but no, she never came. Got pity. I don't know. Out of all the games that have shattered my trust in I can't even imagine. Like Fluff did the same thing where I think he pulled 20 pulls in total or close to that. Like 2 10 pulls for Bernice, I think, or was it Caesar? I think it was Bernice.
Lone Syndicate said me personally am on both sides. I like designs that are out there and stand out, but I also like simple and clean designs as well.
Yeah, I guess.
McFlufferkin said MH Wild's beta is first on PS5, 28th to 30th. PC and Xbox is 31st to 3rd.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. That's fucky. That makes it kind of weird. Yeah. Oh, this is what I want to ask you guys. I still not explored all the map of Blackshore. It's a fire ass map. Vein. It looks beautiful. But what do you call it? I was gonna say, we need to decide on what time we're gonna do our month of streaming. Okay. I thought 3 p.m. would be perfect for me. We normally stream every day at 5 p.m. or 1 p.m. I thought we'd meet in the middle and we do 3 p.m., which I think should still be like 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, or it's like, sorry, U.S. time, because I think I'm 2 hours ahead of you guys. Or no, you guys are 2 hours ahead of me, is what I should say. So I think it should still be like 5, so hopefully you guys could get back home and not be like, it'd be a weird thing. But yeah, that's what I wanted to do, because I think it would be best if we just streamed at the same time for a month straight at that thing. It also would give me, like, we could stream for 2 to 3 hours. If we wanted to go in longer streams, we could. It would just end it at 7 or something crazy. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. All right, so we wrapped up that event. Let's take a little break in chat while we have the other game in the background. Also, we need to do this stupid Willy thing, even though I do love the story in this game. I don't like it that it forces me to do it. I wish I could just have it there in the background, ready to enjoy whenever I'm ready to enjoy it.
McFlufferkin said starting at 3 p.m. sounds good to me. Question is, how long do you want to stream for each day?
Because the volume of our streams are going to be like mutated as hell, as far as like we're streaming so much, I would assume we'd still shoot for 2 hours minimum. But I'll be honest, I'm not sure how we're gonna go when we're in like week 2, where like I haven't.
Syndicate said 3 p.m. MST would be fine for me. It means it'll be 5 p.m. for me.
Perfect. Okay, so is that okay for everyone else? Is anyone else gonna be like, no, it sucks for me? Also, I should mute this. Sorry. Yeah, so let's have this in the background. But yes, that's what I'm thinking. I hope it's the okay thing. Is around 3 p.m. we'd stream every day. I say every day, but I'll take Sunday off because I do need some time to like quickly like scramble together a video from the Mind Palace of Madness channel, because I don't want to just completely bail on that. I also would like to keep up our shorts. keep up our YouTube Shorts thing. I had to turn my fan. It's so fucking hot. Oh. All right, let me catch up. I felt bad. Light was trying to talk to me, and I feel like I couldn't reply, really. Miyabi is the ice, is going to be ice damage anomaly, which is neat. That sucks. Maybe we do have to go for anomaly. Well, no, I don't know. Yeah, it's tough. What if she buffs up ice damage, then that would also be kind of cracked. But yeah, I like Ellen a lot. Also, dude, fuck, man, these Zenless mods go way too hard. Like seeing like the crazy designs, as well as like the downright like people be wilding as far as like the level of like every character's in latex, and you're like, Jesus. But it's crazy. They're crazy out there. Also like 8K textures and shit like that, and I'm like, man, that'd be kind of cool to like. That would make you do like a double take. Of course, I think there are mods that like just automatically hide your URLs, like you can't get, or you have a lower likelihood of getting banned, I suppose. But still. That's not good at all. See, he's the one I don't, out of all the characters that are in the future, this is the one I don't dislike. On a completely unrelated note, by God, if this is just like a warning for y'all who maybe are not like me, I found this really funny little clip of like a dude, a little VTuber guy, what do you call it? Looking like a cat or whatever, but he ended up like playing Fallout and doing some cool, funny, weird shit, meme shit, and I thought, this is hilarious, and I uploaded, I gave it a like, essentially, and I kept scrolling. Somehow, some way, YouTube has been barraging me. I did not know there was this many, like, femboy, trap, whatever you want to call it, adjacent barrage of just, like, a ton of dudes talking about how much
Syndicate said,
they,
so we
like, blow a ton of guys or something. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy how out there they are. It's just as bad as, like, the...
competing with Ellen, but out of the 6 going on 8, 3 of them.
We really need to fucking mute the thing when I'm in the middle of a conversation, because then it just fucks me. I can't even finish my train of thought. And it's just the whole thing. Anyway, point is, people be out here wild just the same way. But now, what do you call it? It's funny because I'm like, oh, this is a funny like clip of like a video game, and YouTube hears none of that. The algo hears none of that. It hears, want to look at some like very effeminate men popping off about whatever, and you're like, I'm not sure actually. Sorry, GRINN. No, it's all good. It's one of the things where like that's why it's exactly like I should be able to pause it, and I don't want to delete your message, but just pause it to where I can finish my train of thought and then do it. But it's kind of impossible for you guys to predict the 5 seconds of delay and you know. But still, anyways, he's the only one that I think looks cool enough, but also is archery based. Not if there's ever some character that does not get enough love within every fantasy anything, it's archers. The only game that has is Skyrim, but that's because its sneak is absurd in every Bethesda game. And yeah, in a game where like everything is melee but range, shocking that Skyrim archers are insane. But yeah. But he's the only one that seems kind of neat, but I'm worried that he'll be the only one that's not 5-star. Also weird. Yeah. They're really leaning into that whole the whole thing. Also, what's good, War? War says, hello everyone, what's good, War? How are you? So we're getting another damn anomaly character. Goddamn, maybe they changed her from ice.
Said, meanwhile, Genshin has archers as an entire character class.
Yeah, but they're all shit. I mean that. You know I mean that. I want to play an archer that's like fire. You know what I mean? I want to play an archer that makes... And honestly, I don't know if there's ever a gacha game that can do an archer the way I want an archer to be done. You know? Like, all these gacha games are, like, automatic archer, like... just casting, like, 1,000 arrows. And to me... Oh, dude, there's, like, an absolutely fire anime that is, like, one of the most unknown, underrated anime ever. And it's about, like, an archer prince.
Lone Syndicate said, what about Ganyu?
Ganyu is... not an archer, she is a god. Okay? And she is the best example of one exception to the overall rule. Okay? Yeah, she's the only one that's like, sure. But even then, I would argue that Ganyu is not even an archer. She's just like a bazooka remapped, essentially, reskinned, okay? There's nothing about her kit that is archer-based. You know, she just drops giant ice nukes, and you're like, what the fuck is this? It's not even, yeah. War says, got off work and playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Ooh, dude, you should dabble in some of them Red Dead Redemption mods if you're on PC, because they go crazy. They go absolutely mad. Also, I feel like one of the best nights you could ever have is just making yourself immortal in Red Dead and getting, like, it's a weird, like, gravity mod that lets you just, like, look in a direction, and then just, like, a fucking alien beams you up. You just fucking start getting dragged there, like, as if some sort of divine god is pulling you to that location, and you just, like, smash into everything, and, like, the ragdoll physics in that game are so crazy that it just works so well. Also, goddamn, lighter looks fire as hell. Let me see what's going on with Bolty. Bolty says, while also not digging what's going on with all this.
Lone Syndicate said, what about Fiscal then or Cujo Sarah?
What? Fischl, Fischl's okay. Fischl was always kind of okay. Alright, unless you had like max constellations, and then kind of. Who's Cujo Sarah? Who's that? Also pretty mid. Like, just not, again, this is always the conversation that you can never win with Lone, because Lone's like, I'll make them good, and it's like, that's not what is, like, defined as, I don't even want to get into this. I don't even like this game anymore. I'm not even, I don't have any opinions. You're right. You know, you're right. I hate it. I hate every conversation that we ever had about Genshin. It's just a nightmare. I was getting like Vietnam flashbacks for Yoimiya, and I just want to be done with it. I want that to be farther away from me than let it die at this point, which is wild. Wild statement to say. Bulty says, however, let me see. Bulty said before that, to keep things short about the story thing, I bet. I mentioned before that I want to do 2-character MC with Gluttony, Slew, and his companion girl with Greed. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah. I didn't know if that's exactly what you were meaning, but okay, I thought you meant like, I knew he meant he meets this girl. I didn't know that like you're locked
Lone
into them being 2 characters.
True Genshin left a scar on us all.
I think you guys left a scar on me from Genshin. Like, the conversations we had always felt like we were all very bored and decided to choose violence that day. Me included, I'll be honest. But it's mostly like, Genshin brings out the worst of everybody. Okay. But he said, however, I want to introduce the story with a very simple backstory of the 2 characters. The backstory supposed to show hints of the mind of 2 characters, and then both of them had it rough in their childhood. Okay. Yeah, I feel like they could totally work, Bolty. I'm not sure how. Yeah, the execution will be interesting. I can't wait till you get to start, like, when you actually start writing, Bolty. Like, when you actually, like, start writing into that and all that stuff. Because there's 2 methods of thought. One is, like, the method of writing where you basically like have no guideline, like you kind of just start writing and piece it together. Maybe have like bullet points of where you want them, like where you're going to end up at the end of the chapter or at the end of this like push. But then there's other people like
said Yanagi is shock anomaly, Buff's disorder, 2 different anomalies. Miyabi is possibly ice anomaly to pair with her.
Okay.
Harumasa is shock, possibly attack roll. Sukaku is ice support.
Okay, yeah, okay. But anyways, then the other alternative, Bolty, is to have like a story that's all planned out. Like, you know exactly how everything's going to happen, and then you start writing. Which, honestly, I could say both could be good.
Syndicate said going back to Section 6, they have some very, let's say, passionate fans.
Also not deep into the backstory. Correction, the sin. Instead, I want the sin part 2. Them to be slow in process, turning them into repetitive. Gotcha, okay. Basically, I want them to awaken their sin trait and get even stronger while also trying to stay sane. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah. The whole going crazy, I feel like, would be such a challenge to write, though. Like, the idea that, like, a character is... Like, I feel like also for your reader, it would be kind of... You have to find a way to make it fun. Because, like, oh, here's another, like, long exposition about the main character, like, going insane. And you're like, this is the 8th time this has happened, you know? Which I feel like would be a little bit tiring, so to speak. But I feel like if you got good at, like, this time they're going to go into, like, a weird dream realm. This time they're going to, accidentally punch someone they care about or something. Like, yeah. Like, that could work. All right, we're caught up. I have the backstory I want to reveal the start of the thing mapped out, but now I gotta think of something for the Grey Girl that happened at the same time and shows similar between those two. Yeah. Having them have something to connect over. Yeah. I guess it makes sense that Miyabi would be ice. Or yeah, Miyabi would be ice. Yeah, I feel like the Oni girl has to be ice, right? Or is she the... I don't know. Who the hell is she? Is she electricity based? Oh, weird. Okay, so you see their childhood on Earth, and then you see them isekai as older adults. First of all, that's just more unique in general. Ooh, I want... Yeah. It's just... To me, I always enjoy when people... write a story and like give a reason for like a bad, like, again, the idea that like, oh, you're starting from kid to adult again, holy shit, that's a lot of time to burn, you know? But that also can describe a lot of shit for like your main character getting like a weird understanding of stuff, because like they as a baby, as they were sitting there, they were thinking about like what the hell they were gonna do, etc. True Genshin left a scar on us all. Going to the section 6, they have some very, let's say passionate fans. Oh, I see. Yeah, but the people down bad. Section 6 is pretty much a superhero of new Iridu. Weird. I didn't get that vibe at all. I mean, I know it makes sense, but like, it's just, yeah, it's not the vibe I get. It's like I get the vibe that they're office workers. And maybe how we probably should treat soldiers who return from, like, you know, defending us from death. But hey, but no, we don't do that. That's not how it actually works. Also, that is absolutely rad. Now, we will never see him like this, but that's pretty fucking fire, dude. Covered in scars and shit. God damn. Since Lighters buffs fire and ice damage, what? Since Lighter buffs fire and ice, first of all, he is a must-pull character for me then. Hot damn. And he's a stun character? Is he and he might be like a better version of Lycan? It seems possible that he'll be a good stun role for Bernice and Miyabi. Is for the Sir Ice Pink Hair Lady is electric. Oh, electric. Lone says, well, either way, no matter if Miyabi is an attacker or an anomaly, I'm running her and Ellen on the same team. Who is Miyabi again? Yangi is the secretary and Miyabi is the fox girl. So you are running... Nope, that's wrong. Nope, maybe it's right.
McFlufferkin said Section 6 is the elite of the Hollow Investigation Association, highly professional, often found at the Scott Outpost for Hollow Zero and Shiyu defense missions.
No, I know what they are. Yeah, I just feel like, again, it's weird. It's just weird shit. Like, it's like, let's make the most non-superhero-oriented people superheroes. And you're like, the Sons of Caledon look much more superhero-y than anybody. Same with, like, even just the what is it called, the Gara girl and the cyberpunk girl who's got like the machete, Ambi, yeah, like even the robot guy, like, all of them look more superhero than all of them. You know what I mean? All of them put together, actually. At least they're showing her gameplay off, so we don't get to see it in like a weird state. Neat. Very neat. So she does act. Oh, weird. She looks like she kind of pivots between a katana and a polearm.
McFlufferkin said I meant in terms of their popularity and prestige, not aesthetically.
No, I know, but to me that's the weird shit about it, where it's just like, you're telling me there are like these other fixers in the world who are like, they look 10 times more aesthetically like excessive, and these people are the ones who are like showing, like going crazy. Maybe they have better agency because they're like work for the government. I don't know. It's just like Mihoyo being like, hold me back. Like, let me put on like a 10-pound vest and run 60 million miles. And you're like, why? Why is the weight vest necessary? You couldn't lean into the momentum that you're generating from these unique characters into what they affect. Like, at least the idol group would make more sense in this context.
Syndicate said they also announced a new game mode in this live stream. It's a tower game mode where you climb floors and fight enemies.
Okay. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not sure what that really looks like. I will say the katana lady does seem to have two things. Is she both fire and ice, or is this some weird shit? I don't know. Her like underneath her health bar has a weird emblem that looks like fire and ice, so I don't know what that is, but neat, I guess. Oh, and is that why like lighter is supposed to be the best for her? I guess it's not ice, it's electricity. So is it fire and electricity or no? I don't know. God, she just looks so boring. I'm sorry. I just look at her face and I think, God, what a waste. Anyways, I know it's real bad because I know people are very excited. I'm sorry. I apologize how I feel. May not be correct, all right? But I just look at it and I think, yeah. This, however, much
McFlufferkin
cooler.
said Yanagi is pure electric, but she buffs Disorder, which makes her great paired with non-electric anomaly characters like Bernice.
Gotcha. And you're saying that lighter...
Lone Syndicate said, fun fact, when Yanagi does her skill, her lightning shadow thing has a see-through skirt.
Wild. Insane. What's good, Cat? Cat says, Grin, I just failed my IT certification test by 34 points out of 700. Oh, that sucks ass. So now you stream will make me feel... I hope so, man. That's some dog shit. I did some ass. I apologize for that. I did nothing. I was not involved, but I did just feel bad. That's unfortunate. Not right. That's not right. All right, because I am actually considering pulling for lighter, we will actually listen to this part of the stream. My game is fighting me. There we go. Pause. This.
With those golden...
Details.
Get out here.
Now let's shift
Shoot.
our focus to lighter. Here comes lighter, an S-rank fire and stun agent.
If you saw our last special program, you probably still remember this cool dude.
Indeed, he's a proud member of the Sons of Caledon.
Okay, he's like, don't fucking interrupt me, bitch.
McFlufferkin said
like,
lighter
excuse me.
buffs fire and ice damage, so he'll pair with Miyabi, Ice Fox.
Will he also pair with Ela, a shark girl? Ah.
No doubt. With those golden gauntlets and that red scarf, he certainly stands out in a crowd.
That guy enunciates too many words.
Truth be told, Lighter's not one to hog the spotlight.
And of course, he uses his fists in combat.
Ooh, I mean, I'm about to say, he generates stun pretty quickly, but that's also a tiny little baby enemy, so... They're also pairing her with Soldier, because they're like, Soldier exists! She's okay, I promise!
Lone Syndicate said Lighter is gonna be the first male character him getting he L looks so cool. Also his engine buffs the crit damage of fire or ice attacks.
Ooh, okay. Fire or ice. Eula is going to be... And guess what? I still don't have Lycan, so this is just hopefully perfect. I don't know. I don't know if it'll work out.
Lighter faces his enemies head-on in close-range combat. And when his morale is high enough, the 5th hit of his basic attack sends him into an enhanced state. In this state, he consumes morale and increases his impact to quickly stun his foes. His attacks also reduce the target's fire and ice resistance and makes them stunned longer.
Ooh, that's interesting. So he's going to he's going to amplify the amount of damage you're doing if you're doing the right element, and he's going to increase the amount of time that you have when the enemy's stunned. That honestly is probably more valuable than anything, because like if you were to take what do you want, the bow staff girl amplifies the amount of damage you could inflict on them, but it still runs the same amount of time. But is the stun duration that he can build up longer than so you basically are able to deal more damage in that window.
McFlufferkin said Lighter is the fist of the North Star protagonist we didn't know we wanted.
I'm about to say,
deserved.
I'm about to say he the punches look sick, where he's just sitting there, just going ape shit is wild. Yeah.
Also, when Lighter fights alongside teammates with the attack specialty...
Ooh, that's fun. So you can re-pivot and keep punching, and it's not going to cannibalize your initial hit. What is his skill do?
Caledon, friends. He allows his teammates to deal more fire and ice damage when he hits enemies.
I'm so happy that he gave him 2. It's loud. Like in your old news.
Said, aura, 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 aura.
There it is.
During combat, Lighter recovers morale as his teammates face off against opponents.
Yeah, they always do this where it's chain attacks I think do this. So I mean, maybe they don't mean that, but I feel like that kind of is what they mean.
Once Lighter is ready to roll, you can use a quick assist to switch him in. He can hammer enemies with a continuous flurry of punches while nimbly dodging attacks. This helps him stun enemies quicker, setting up his team for some serious DPS.
Yeah, pretty crazy AoE. He's like, that guy was not even close to him, and he like just hits both of them somehow.
His team for some
Dodge,
serious
pow!
DPS. And when it's time for his ultimate, Letter slams the ground with a powerful punch, dealing massive damage and daze to nearby
Does it reset
enemies.
his energy?
With his fiery fists and powerful fighting style, Lighter sure is a hot one.
All right, relax.
Right. Got it.
Relax, lady. You're
That's
dripping
all for
everywhere.
our
You
new...
disgusting thing.
McFlufferkin said having seen the leaks for Lighter's kit a while back, I figured he could pair with Lycaon. Glad they're showing him doing just that.
Why would you pair him with Lycan? Wouldn't you be taking like a massive DPS loss? I know you can. I just don't know if you why would you, you know? Also, he'll work. Fluff says he'll work with anyone that does fire or ice. So technically, yeah. I just wonder like who's the character that would be able to tap into that the best. I think it'd be Ellen and Mayabe, right? Yeah.
Lone Syndicate said
And
main
Soldier.
DPS Lycon, of course, Grin.
What? He does look pretty cool, says Raid. Cat says, I need to sit down with a glass of wine with that female voice actor. Do you? Man, I don't know. I feel like voice actors, they put so much time, effort into their voice that I'd almost be terrified to see what they look like, because I feel like it would just be, it's like a girl who spends like 3 hours on her makeup and you're like, what is going on for that? What are you creating? You know what I mean? Like, what illusion are you manifesting? Okay, it leaves me scared. Core passive, I don't really, when Lighter is molten.
McFlufferkin said they're both stun characters. You could have them both. Lycaon is still the superior stunner, especially with freeze on top.
But I feel like
Lighter buffs both damage types, so then you just have Ellen for attack.
I see. Yeah. So you're saying that like you could Lycan would decrease it would shred the elemental resistance to cryo, and then he would be buffing Ellen's critical damage because he's also buffing ice. So you could theoretically double dip in that way. Gotcha. That makes a little more sense. Got it. I don't know if it would be better than having like a Bernice who's an additive kind of damage type dealer, but still. But yeah, or Oni girl, you know. If we're talking about God damn it! If we're talking about optimability, when Lighter is in molten state, enemies with 5th hit of his basic attack will constantly consume more mortal and increase his impact. That's cool. So you got to finish his combo at least. Mortal impact will restore over time. Gotcha. That's his engine. So I guess when he's in his like engine state, it kind of turns into this like fiery burning thing. So like he just discharges all of his fuel gauge, I guess. I still don't know what his E does. Like what his skill does. It's just like a wallop. Core passive acceleration. When Lighter in mortal burst state, hitting an enemy with the 5th hit of the basic attack will constantly consume mortal and increases his impact. Moral will be automatically restored over time. Got it. So he has his little bar that will fill up. So yeah. I don't know if his stun.
Lone Syndicate said, I'll send Lighter's engine details to the Discord, along with Yanagi's for those interested.
Ooh, I wonder. Is his weapon like a must pull or nah? Like, cause I feel like for Caesar, her weapon was like very clearly the best, and also just pretty damn good across the board. You know what I mean? Where like I think it just gave an impact, I think a damage buff to your whole team and shit like that. He looks very cool. I'm pretty sold. He was a fire character, and I thought, I'm not sure if I want to build like a whole other team because it's just exhausting to build so much.
McFlufferkin said, however, stun rolls tend to pair better with attack rolls, since the daze is the perfect window for attack to do their thing.
It's true. I was gonna say though, for this character, I feel like he's almost like a must pull because like the odds are you have at least one of the two teams Like if you either fire or that, you know. Actually, I don't know fucking anybody who has an electric team. I feel like maybe that archer guy is gonna be like the connecting thread to that. Maybe Yahimi or whatever the fuck her name is, the polearm girl. Perhaps her. Cat says, sad they went for the ground slam as the ultimate and not the massive. Well, isn't that what we're already doing? So you're already getting like a ton of barrages and shit.
Lone Syndicate said that's because defense has no good options when it comes to engines. Any other class has good alternatives, so light engine wouldn't be a must pull.
Gotcha. Makes sense. So yeah, it's about like your cumulative options. I see. What do you call it? Impero says, does it stack Ice Shred? Shred, I think it probably stacks with Ice Shred, so that's why they show Lycan, I think, is because it probably shreds ice, and then also buffs the other thing. Yeah, I'm curious, man. I will say, these fucking little bastard teddy bear things, I still find are pretty hit or miss. Yeah, like the one, I'm kind of disappointed that I bought the stupid teddy bear that's like specifically about the Kaladin people, because it's just a little specific, a little limiting. Main DPS Lycan, of course. Yeah, we're not talking about like what you can do. We're talking about what is value. Like how if you were like just starving and you needed to like make something happen the fastest, what would you do? Miami's got like a little tiny little hair rat tail glow thing. Okay. I mean, the fact that I hope she is first, so that lets us build up some momentum essentially into Lighter's kit, which God help us, God willing, we'll be able to.
Lone Syndicate said like Anomaly has 3 solid A rank options you can pick.
Got it. Bernice leans into her second Anomaly character alongside being off the field, Firebat burst. So yes, she will work with Lighter or Maybe by Anomaly too. All the better for the trade. Yeah. I'm just curious, like, what would be like, what is their ideal set? When I was asking those questions, to me, I like, there is like, I get that they can apply to everyone, but sometimes they have something in their kit that's like, they're mainly meant for Soldier and Ellen or something. Like these two characters that are probably like starting to get like left by the wayside. Here's our response to that, so that you can like, you know, make up the difference.
McFlufferkin said if you don't have Caesar's signature W engine or Transmorpher, her best W engine's a stun roll with impact main stat.
Oh, okay, yeah. I wish they would let us get impact and substats in this game, because they do not, and it's ass. However, stun roll tends to pay.
Lone Syndicate said Yanagi first, Lighter is second. Also, I sent the engine to the Discord.
Ooh, I don't think we'll get in trouble by looking at this. Should be general enough to not be a problem. Stanos, thank you for adding me. Lone. Also, Fluff has showed us more of the cool mods he has downloaded, which look very neat. All right, here it is. What did they do? Increase anomaly build-up rate by 30% for the Yanagi, the like secretary electro person. Increases anomaly by 75 whenever the EX attack hits an enemy. When anomaly mastery is above 400, disorder damage is increased by 20. Fuck me, you gotta get anomaly damage up to 400? Jesus. Or is that like build up? So like you build up that much anomaly stuff on an enemy over time, maybe after like most bosses would be the only thing that endure that, I guess. Anyways, who cares about that one? Lighter's engine, aka his weapon. When quick and defense assists are triggered, impact is increased. Defensive assist is pretty easy to do. Quick assist is a little bit different, but yeah, defensive assist is easy to immediately trigger. And that will increase his impact, which is not bad. I wonder if I need to switch to him to activate the detonation of the impact, or what. When basic attack hit an enemy, accumulated stacks up to maximum of 20 stacks. What is it? When a basic attack hit an enemy, accumulated stacks up to 20. What does that stacks do? Each stack increases the whole team's critical damage for fire and ice. So does he buff your critical rate, and this is buffing the critical damage, or what? Or like, is this engine the thing that's giving him that? I thought he was just giving you like enhancement to.
Lone Syndicate said 400 is actually not that much AP GRINN.
No. Yeah, I'm confused about that. Yeah, is his weapon buffing up your critical damage and shit, and his base kit like shredding the enemy's like weakness to ice and fire? I thought he was buffing up your whole party's innate ability, whether it's fire or ice. Of course, it's only fire or ice. But if it's his weapon that's the thing, then that makes that, like, even not...
McFlufferkin said Lighter's base kit provides ice and fire damage, not crit.
Oh, damage, not critical damage. Gotcha. So I would say his weapon is a pretty big must pull if you happen to be interested in, like, if you happen to have a fire team or an ice team. I think it's a pretty substantial gain. Yeah. Like, especially with the fact that it's a stack bot, to me just makes it seem...
Lone Syndicate said engine just gives crit damage and base kit buffs ice and fire
damage.
Yeah,
but like, to me, that seems like it would cumulatively be a lot of damage amplification. Like, critical damage and shit. Like, to me, Zenless is not a game where I've seen, like, crazy crit scaling and stuff like that. I've also just probably maybe been a bit unlucky with my rolls. Is this all that we're looking at? Give us something, Jesus. That's a cute little event. Side scroller thing. His engine will be solid on himself, Lycan or Collider. Yeah, or whatever that person is. Yeah. I mean, I get it. Sounds like it'd be great for him. Again, to me, it makes. Yeah, like whenever I see something like that. Sorry, when I see like he's buffing up your attack, which is good, but then you have another thing that his weapon is buffing up. Like to me, it always is kind of nice when the weapon helps. Like for instance, Caesar's weapon. Caesar's an amazing buffer. She also like keeps you like ridiculously safe. And then her weapon is like it also helps her maybe become even...
said fitting to have a side-scrolling brawler event alongside Lighter.
Yeah. But then what do you call it? Her weapon basically just enabled her impact to be better, so that she could also be a stunner. Whereas with Lighter, it seems like...
Lone Syndicate said it depends on how much crit damage it's giving.
Yeah, it seems like a lot, given it's 20 stacks, and even if it's 1%, it's still 20% bonus critical damage, not nothing. But anyways, my point is that Lighter seems like it's double stacking into damage, which is... the reason why that shit freaks me out is because I've had it happen in before where Genshin basically makes it so that, like whenever something is double stacks into damage, it makes it feel like the base stuff is weaker somehow. Like they have to almost adjust it for the absurd scaling that the weapon and the kit gives. So the kit's like attack damage it could have been 30, but because of this weapon, they still want to keep things somewhat in line, so they're kind of trying to drop it to probably like 15. And then the weapon, it's even more of a value if you happen to like the look of Lighter, and he's the first male look. So if you wanted a male character, then here we go. This is the only thing that we have. This is the thing that will set him free. That shit always worries me. It doesn't mean it's gonna be a problem. It's not at all means that, but I find it. I like it like, oh, if you're wishing for Caesar and you didn't get her weapon, she's still good in 3 other ways. It's massive, you know. Whereas this, whenever it's like amplifies your damage twice, that's the shit where I'm like, yeah, it sounds nice, but it's a bullshit. Like it's oftentimes like a lie. Like it's like, no, what they did is they took your endpoint and then they buffed both of your damages, but then they still knew that they were going to aim for like this being his maximum damage amplification. So then they just adjusted those numbers to be perfectly in line with yada yada, you know? So shit like that always weirds me out. I hope it is good. I hope it is like just as cracked as possible and not what I would assume it is, which is basically like, you want to get the most out of Light, you're probably going to need both of those because, yeah, it's going to make him like basically future-proof and different, significantly different. Whereas if he only had one, he's good, but not that good in comparison to other characters, perhaps. But who knows? Again, it doesn't necessarily mean that. It's just something that I always get worried by. But hey, his engine will be sold on himself, like solid on those 2 characters. If you have Ellen, Soldier 11, Future Ice DPS, etc., fitting the Ice Slide Brawler alongside Lighter, his weapon isn't critical unless you're going for critical build on fire and ice rolls. Yeah, I think Ellen can still crit with her attack detonation, so I think that should still apply to most people who are in the attack roll for those. Because otherwise, we don't have fire or ice anomaly characters that favor crit. But doesn't Ellen always do ice damage? So she's an ice attacker. So wouldn't her attacks whenever they do crit, and for Ellen, she is going to she has the most freakish critical rate in the whole game. I feel like if anything, she is like hindering on anything that can give her more critical damage opposed to critical rate, because she has so much critical rate anyway, you know? Like Jane is technically a physical anomaly crit powerhouse, but her kit scales off of her anomaly stat. Base attack rolls against tend to focus on critical stats, while anomaly characters favor proficiency and mastery. Yeah. But for me, in my specific instance, I'm talking about...
Lone Syndicate said, I'm surprised that they didn't announce a Section 6 Bang Boo. I was hoping for that, but it'll probably come in patch 1.4. But Night Boo and Baddie Boo are cool additions as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of those little weird things, like little tiny little fucking random Bang Boos and shit. I thought they did announce a new Bang Boo. Did you say something I didn't pick up on Bang Boo? I was hoping that they would. Cat says, "Gotta go, Grim. Happy I could stop by. Enjoy the animation. Wife. I'm so sorry that happened to you, Cat. I believe in you. Whenever you take the next test, I'm sure you'll crush it. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll miss you. Goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day." Yeah, right. We're in the realm of just going over here and getting this.
McFlufferkin said they're finally releasing Baddie Boo, the one we got to meet during Jane's story.
Oh, I didn't know that. The one with the grenade? Like the one with the grenade and the bomb? Go there. Weird how we have to get back. Yeah, I got all the things I needed to. That'd be a thing to consider if you had Lycan. You'd probably have him plus Lighter, and then Ellen. Yeah. Well, I feel like for me, I would still keep Oni Girl. She does enough as far as value. I find. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's weird. I held down the button and it almost
Lone Syndicate said, "I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think they added more rank Bang Boos to the banner. Only S ranks."
Huh. Oh, it was A rank. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't know if they've added an A rank. I thought they did add another one though, like a little exploder hammer guy.
At your disposal. Loading.
Oh, that's very cool. I don't really know what this is doing, but is it supposed to do this? Damn. I did not know that's what that did. Damn. I've been just spamming that, like just quickly activating, which is probably for the best, but damn. That was quite the, I'm not even sure what that does. I should look what my abilities are. I can use up all my stamina too. So kind of a, yeah, not the most perfect thing.
Lone Syndicate said more Fist of the North Star references, I see.
Yeah, no kidding. That's wild.
McFlufferkin said there's 2 new Bang Boo coming. Baddie Boo seems to be the new Boopon one, while the Knight is free from an event.
Oh, okay.
Bolty said, "So Grin, I have the backstory of the Mick planned out in a way where the reader sees his diary entries."
Ooh, okay. Yeah, man, sorry, Bolty, I was just going to say, on the topic of like story writing and stuff like that, it's the one thing that I keep coming to, and man, I do not want to tell you guys, but out of all the writing that I've seen, the one that seems like it stands out in a freakish way, as far as like it's just able to create like a vivid image in your head, it is by far the one that's like the writer's able to like jump into different perspectives on the story, and you just accept all of them without like, this is kind of jarring. This is kind of weird. Why are we doing this? It's the lady who shall not be named. But Harry Potter Lady, it's it is like wild as far as like all of the writing things I found. I'm like, this, I mean, shit, it feels like it's, I mean, I heard a long time ago which people were saying that like perhaps she didn't write, she wasn't the sole writer, like it was like a collective of writers who helped write insert this thing or insert the Harry Potter franchise, but hot damn. Yeah, I haven't found a writer that I'm like, this is a noticeable difference from all of the other ones I'm studying as far as how good or how easy it is to understand. And I wonder if it's because they started writing for kids, so they almost need to write very simplistically. But then you also want to like be really efficient as well, so like you're not spending too much time talking about how the dad in this scene's a dickhead or something, or he's kind of like a coward. Instead, it's like, no, it doesn't really matter for the story. Or I can mention that like later down the line, it'll be fun, rather than like just a nightmare, you know. This. It's a very cool of an ability. Even if it's not doing anything, it's neat visually. Oh, I didn't mean to use my ult. But yeah, what do you call it? Having things like that planned out, I think is like wildly helpful. Having like moments where you're like, okay, no, this is gonna be how I'm gonna explain this is by this repeating thing of like, oh, okay, because that was the one thing that I heard a lot of people say, especially from that book about writing, that's been helpful to me at least, which is basically talking about how like you don't like people like writers get in the habit of saying like being too helpful almost, about being like, Bob said this, Diane replied in haste with this. And it's not necessary. You can literally just say, what do you call it? Like reference in some way that it's the man, and the reader will like, okay, the only dude here is this.
Volty said, I want it to be something to happen in a relative big time span, like a month at most, and that the Greed girl will have her story Aslo happen in that time span.
Okay, yeah. Again, a good idea. Like, you can kind of cover ground well, but I think you should always remember that probably like I think with writing, less is more, and the reader can infer a lot, so you don't need to like paint things out for one another. Like I think within 2 sentences of reading something, you'd be like, oh, this is a diary entry of like their time on floor 7, etc. You know, that makes sense. Whatever it is. This. Actually, I do really want to know what the hell this thing is that like doing the aura massive smash thing. This. So much text. Okay, here. What does it say? Activate the Echo skill to summon a fraction of the fallacy of no returns power to deal a blast to the surrounding areas, inflicting spectral damage to 15% of max HP, after which the resonator gains 10% bonus energy, and all team members 10% bonus attack for 20 seconds. What does that mean, though? Does that mean after we activate this, it takes 10% of our HP and puts it into energy regen? All team members 10% attack for 20 seconds. Each Echo skill to unleash a series of flurry cost stamina, deals 10% for some stamina, max HP, release at the end of the assault, do a final blow, which
McFluffigan said not sure how soon she'll be coming, but seeing this Echo reminds me that Lucia, Big Hammer Nun, is still on the way for ZZZ.
Ooh, yeah. There's a bunch of ones that I'm the future of Zenless to me is an exciting one, although we're kind of in like, at least to me, the least exciting arc right now. I mean, Lighter is kind of holding down the fort for me, but it just largely doesn't seem like. I was really excited for Caesar. Let me put it that way. Like I was like, this character, Jane Doe, same thing. I was like, hot damn, shit is crazy, you know. We'll do this, go up on this, boop, and then this. Alt. God, she looks pretty, and boom. I still think Chang-Li is one of the prettiest characters I've ever seen design-wise. It's wild. Like, the weird way they've made her, like, smile and crack a grin. It's like, goddamn. Looks crazy. This. I got your back. Bop, bop, bop. This.
Attack is the best defense.
This switch quickly. There we go. I've only had it once, but you can switch with the Shorekeeper to like do a special intro skill animated thing. It's a lot to describe, but it is the thing. But yeah. I want to do something to happen.
Lone Syndicate said Hoyo hasn't missed yet with one of their updates when it comes to Z's.
I don't know if I agree entirely. I do like Zenless. Like, I do like the story. I do like the events. Sometimes to me feel like work, and they feel like they're. Now I think it's just because they don't let me skip the dialogue. If they let me like skip through everything, I think it'd be less shitty. But like they just let me like, you still have to like button mash, and you just hear like things. It just feels slow. Whereas this game, I literally can like go up to a person who's like, "Let me explain the event to you," and I tab out, and it's dead. There's no words ever in my brain, and it's done. So I don't know. There's something about Zenless though that to me I like a lot, but it does feel like there's high points and low points, if that makes sense. Yeah, but I don't think you guys feel that way, which is why I mention it, because I don't hear a lot of it. I feel like people are pretty locked into Zenless, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, man. I still find there's these moments where I'm kind of a little. I don't hate it. It's not quite scratching my back, if you know what I mean. Like, I think, like, to me, like, right before we got into the arc that was, the Jane Doe arc was really exciting. I liked the Caesar stuff. Again, we kind of mentioned the weaknesses of the story, which a lot of people, I think, were, like, kind of agreeing with, more or less. Which is just, like, they got to catch their footing and know how to, like, use the main characters slightly better, because it felt like they were pretty inconsequential this time around. But, yeah. Outside of that... I guess, yeah, maybe I'm not thinking about it properly, because I do think the, what's it called? I liked the Jane Doe arc quite a bit, and I also enjoyed the Sons of Kaladin. So I guess I like the story moments. I guess the thing that I dislike is the events in between. Sometimes feel like a little like we had an event where we were piecing together a puzzle, and I just thought like.
McFlufferkin said, I'd say one reason Section 6 might feel less exciting is due to them being designed before most of Sons of Kaladin or NEPs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, again, to me it is... I'm hoping the story will pull me through, because that's kind of the nice thing, but it's like because like, to me, the story's always been actually like the best part of the game. Like, Zenless does a really good job with like the animations being so good that you're like locked in, I guess. But yeah, that's the only thing that I find a little bit weird with that game, where I don't find it with like Wuthering Waves. But Wuthering Waves I find is like, at least to me, it kind of is the opposite. Where actually I shouldn't say I find it the opposite. Again, this is where there might be just a disconnect where people just don't like this game as much as I do. But like I find the story, at least this story with the Shorekeeper, is 10 for me, like 10 out of 10. And then the events to me are always like the right amount of I kind of care. Like there's not too much, it's not silly, you know, like sometimes, like these, actually, honestly, the last couple events were like you like running a fireworks stand and like, you know, having to like dominate the Wuthering Waves economy, and shit, and like build up each area, and it kind of was very satisfying, I guess. Yeah, I find, maybe that's the thing I find, is like the thing that I'm less excited about is whenever I see an event in Wuthering Waves, I'm kind of like, okay, here's something to do, and not something I get to do necessarily. Like, even when you guys were telling me about how there's like a side scroller event, which is like, it's neat, it's not bad. I don't want to like, I'm making it sound like, oh no, I hate these things. It's just like, it's just not, I don't know why, it's just not as exciting to me. I'm not sure if it's just because I've done it in other video games, or I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a hater ass bitch, but just something doesn't feel like it's capturing my imagination and being like, oh, this is it, I can't wait, you know? I think it's also just like the virtue of like this game is a big ass open world game, so like when there is a new big update, like a new big push, it does feel like, oh my god, there's so much for me to do. I can go and like, you know, skate on the water and get more gems, and there's quests if I wanted to do them. There's also events on top of it, whereas Zenless is still like a level based sim type thing, you know, so it by its very nature is somewhat limiting. Like I feel like it's just by the nature of the game, you're gonna burn through it faster. And it feels like there's less options for you to do stuff, because like I still haven't done like 80% of the shit in this game, and I like that. I like knowing that like there's a bag fault of stuff for me to do, and then it just keeps getting bigger over time, and it makes me feel like, oh, I'm investing in something that like is, if anything, too much for me, you know. Whereas Zenless, I find I'm every now and again I get to the point where I'm like, I don't have the urge to, like I had the urge when we were what is it called? When like we were like had 0 primo gems, but the urge wasn't to play; it was to get primo gems. So it's that's kind of what I mean. Of like in this game, I'm like, oh, actually, like collecting all this weird shit gives you like a cool little collectible thing, and it also gives you some gems. I'm trying to decipher what it is about about this game. I think it's just again, I think if Zenless was like a full-blown open world big ass game where you could like run around with these characters, I feel like maybe it would lose its charm, because I know that's some people's favorite thing, is that it's not a big ass open world game. But yeah. Well, I think that's the issue with Zenless compared to, or that I don't end up feeling like that when it comes to Wuthering Waves, but I do kind of feel like that with Zenless, where like there's moments where I'm like, the events don't enchant me as much as I would have liked, I guess, is the best way I could describe it.
Mind's eye.
I guess I do agree with that. They haven't really missed. I just think that the events could be better. But that's always been, like, I think, honestly, Genshin's kind of weakness, is because they kind of don't want to rock the boat too much. That feels like the whole mantra of Genshin.
McFlufferkin said, if Zenless was just another Genshin Impact, but this time it's modern-day setting, I'd lose interest in it just as quickly as I did with Genshin and Wuwa.
Yeah. Again, to me, I find I'm the opposite boat, where, like, I think the world that they created with Zenless is so fun and so interesting. And if they did like a Sunset Overdrive like game where you could like jump around, you had all these different cast of characters, maybe you had like you invested in transportation animations for these characters, which I don't think would be impossibly like complex or difficult. Like if the Sons of Kaladin, you each animated their like motorbike stuff, so you could like rip through the open world with their motorbikes. Maybe you take, the robot people, and they're able to like grab on the like the grind bar of their hands, like shit like that. That to me would be something like fun, you know. But yeah. If it was just a shitty modern day, then it wouldn't matter to me. But if the fact that it was like this retro post-apocalyptic city with like fun traversal possibly, and then like animations.
Said, well, at least in ZZ they have add permanent game modes and not just events that go away.
Yeah, well, I mean, do they? What have they added? And I'm not saying they haven't added. I just don't know off the top of my head. But what have they added in Zenless that is something you're excited to do after the fact? Like they had the Shio defense, which I don't think that's staying. I think that says it's going to go away after. I think we do it like 2 more times or 1 more time. Perhaps that it does stay permanently. That's awesome if that's the case. But yeah, there's that. But it's like it's just another type of defense thing. So like. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's already in the game, but they've given us more of it, and they've given like more primo gems, which is not a bad thing. I just don't know if like it's already type of gameplay that's in the game, you know. But also, I don't know. There probably is another one that I'm not thinking of. Yeah, I don't know what they added. Fluff says if it was like Sunset Overdrive or something, other sort of open world game, sure, but as an open world gacha, it was the same pitfalls that turn. Yeah. Again, to me, I would hope that it would still lean into what makes Zenless like. To me, the strongest leg that Zenless
Lone
has.
Syndicate said they add the Blitz game mode, they add a new nodes to Shiyu, and now the Tower game mode coming next patch.
What was it? The Blitz game mode. Isn't Blitz the same thing that we've had in other tower modes though? Isn't it the same thing of like you just move through each level with a thing and you just gotta kill people the fastest? What was the other one? The new nodes to Shin Defense, the tower game mode. Yeah, I just don't know if those are like. Again, I haven't gotten to like the very end of the game, so maybe I'm not aware of some of the things. But like, that is something that I should say that's like a good thing and a bad thing about Wuthering Waves. That like we just experienced that one event. Was it this thing? Which is very, very different, shockingly enough. But it goes away. So like that's the thing that this game kind of sucks in, is that like, oh, I don't like that like you're taking away content, but this is pretty different. This like silly little game mode where like you're running around killing shit in like a custom map that's probably not that custom. It's probably just like a reskin of an area in the map that we don't go to a lot. But the idea that you're running around, you're like building up stacks of damage, then you're like kind of moving through every instance, etc. It's not something that like I can say that we've experienced in the game. Maybe you could argue it's just a collective thing where they've built up like this is all the same thing that you'd be doing in the base game maybe. So maybe there is that, if I'm being maybe too generous with this game. But like this, to me, it feels like it's pretty different. We're in this like kind of like spring area thing. We're getting a ton of Is it gems or is it just upgrade? I think it's just upgrade points actually. Where? Oh, there's this thing over here that you can grab. There's a chest. Go over here. This. Do this. Now we have amplified damage. We'll do this.
Lone Syndicate said Blitz is kinda like a simulated universe in Star Rail where kinda like a Rouge, like they also add Inferno Reap, which is a sort of raid boss situation.
Okay, yeah, maybe I just don't remember. I thought I did it. I think I did the what do you call it? The Shino defense maybe, but maybe not Blitz. Maybe Blitz is the only thing because one of them I haven't played. One of them doesn't sound like familiar from anything that I've experienced before. So that's why I'm like, maybe that's the thing that I haven't touched yet. You know.
Leave it to me.
This.
I am Graft, you knew.
This.
Stay loading. Take 4.
This. Look up the last act.
McFlufferton said Blitz was a more recent addition. It did not exist at launch alongside the base Shiyu Defense and Hollow Zero.
Okay, and it's completely different than all the other stuff that we have. Okay, yeah. So if it, that's my only thing is that like. Lone said they added a bunch of stuff, and I was just like, oh, I thought all the stuff they added to me was just like bonuses to things that already existed. So like it's like, oh, this is almost identical to like something we already have. Therefore, I was kind of like, I don't know if that's something that I don't know. Like to me, I do enjoy when they add things that like feels very different, so things don't get a little bit too samey, you know. But I haven't experienced all the stuff, so that's why I was saying that like, oh, maybe I haven't experienced that one thing, so maybe that one thing is very different. But yeah. But I don't prefer those certain events that don't really have too much going on. But it's I don't know. It's also tough because I don't like. Sometimes there's events that like are very, like they take a long time to create or beat. Sorry, and that's also not enjoyable. It's where maybe I have a very specific thing that I like.
Lone Syndicate said, I do hope they make Inferno Reap co-op though.
Inferno Reap, what's that? Inferno Reap, what's that? Oh, is that one of the new game modes they've added? I will do this.
Be reduced to cinders. Make it fast.
Sever.
We got that. We got that. That's what we're about to get. Is there anything in there that we can get? Yeah, it's a chest.
Make it fast.
Loading.
In flames.
Hurry up and die. We're running out of time, I realized.
Take form.
How the hell do we get up there? Okay, got that. There we go. I'm trying to be quick. We only got 10. I got 10 minutes to beat this, so that's maybe a little more than I thought. Let's see, I grabbed that. I hope I grabbed that. I might have ran past the ship. Blitz was the reason to activate. Nah, personally, I could have snapshotted myself over there. I randomly did this to kind of show you guys something that, like, to me at least, I find quite fun in this game. So do this.
Guests of the unkind. Who's the
Pop
caged
this.
bird now?
Good, give me that. Stuff we get healed. Damn it!
Feathers incinerate.
Leave it to me. Loading.
Together we vanish. Sever.
Oh, damn it. They dodged me. Should kill you. Good, give me this. Easy breezy. I'm so excited. By the way, I have fully prepared for Camilla. Like, I am fully locked in. We are, like, going to immediately be able to level her up to 100. I think I have enough money because they've given us a ton of money.
Leave it to me.
But I could be off in that way, and that's the only thing that I haven't nailed. Also, I am like a little bit off on our weekly boss
Lone
materials.
Syndicate said Inferno Reap, like I said, is raid boss sort of thing where you have to do as much damage to the boss as possible with rewards given when you reach a certain threshold.
Huh. I wonder if I have access to that, or that's one of the things that I haven't quite gotten to yet. I wonder if I missed something. Oh!
Winds, heed my command.
And start.
Okay, loading.
I mean, if you, man, for you and Lone, who both who have Genshi, I feel like that like weird fucking rock'em sock'em man is gonna be insane for both of you.
Sever. Leave it to me. Iron graft, you knew.
We'll do this.
I got your back.
Why aren't you reaching?
Victory, guide my blade. How reliable.
Take form.
This.
Beckon the divine flames.
This.
Mind's eye.
Don't break my shield.
Leave it to me. Stay calm loading.
This.
Feathers incinerate.
Oh my god, there's so much. Gee, I thought we were done.
Leave it to me. Astral modulation.
Oh, come on. Jeez, stop hitting me. Damn.
Let's watch out.
I did it apparently. Nice. I wonder if I lost. Yeah, I feel like I lost a little bit of time there, but cool. Anyway, that's done. Let's pull up the game again, and we'll just chill for a last remaining couple minutes. Also, what are we looking like
Lone
with
Syndicate
money?
said, if I'm not mistaken, you have to clear the highest zone in Hollow Zero to unlock Inferno Reap.
Yeah, so I haven't gotten that. Probably just hemorrhaging gems that I could have otherwise gotten. Sad. We'll do this. And up here, grab that. Good stuff. Alrighty. I'm starving for some reason, man. Hit me like a truck. I guess I don't need to tab out. It's fine. This. So this is what we have to look forward to. The events and such. I'm sweating. I'm sweating so much. Bolty says, hit me, Bolty. What was the continuation? Let me catch up on the last thing you said, actually. Actually, I can't, because it's been so much said in between. Also, before we get into that, Fluff says, but because of kit and such aren't designed that way in Genshin or WoW, perhaps there'll be something we'll see with the debut of the virtual idols since the mega. Yeah, I feel like that game. It's possible for a game to start like ZZZ and like eventually like blossom into an open world style thing, like Warframe, where it had like it was like a level by level kind of basis. You had your ship and you had all these kind of levels that you can interact with, but then eventually it would unlock like a massive overworld kind of thing. I think Zenless could do that if they had like new Iridu kind of general thing, which I think would be awesome, because I think that's very Persona-y too. I think it's still level, but their levels are huge.
McFlufferkin said that's true. I believe even Honkai Impact 3rd eventually added an open world environment.
Ooh, nice. My tooth! Alright, Bolty, what do you say? Bolty says, so regarding God in my story, would build...
Lone Syndicate said, question, are we gonna be playing Neverness to Everness?
Probably. When is it coming out? I fucking hit my tooth. I mean, we probably will give everything a try. Same thing with like Monster Hunter. I'll give it a try and I'll play it by ear. But the reason why I kind of want to leave tomorrow's streams like main objective is for us to like, for me to like get up a Google Doc and then just like write out a laundry list of stuff that we've decided on. That way we can look forward to stuff. People who are maybe not interested in one thing or the other, they can decide like I'll skip that week or something. Or I'll just be less present or whatever it could be. As well as what time we'll start. As well as the main thing is, which is like, I think I'm basically gonna cut out a chunk of time so that next week the only thing I have to focus on is just prepping those streams. So like getting like, by the way, we don't need these things anymore. These things over here, like this little fucking purple thing and then this like little red thing, We don't need those anymore. Twitch finally passed the thing that said you don't need to differentiate chats, so we can just have one big chat, so I can update my streaming stuff. I think my streaming announcements don't work anymore, which is ass, so I gotta fix that. And so on and so forth. So just like a week that I can dedicate to like prepping our stream that's going to be under like a severe wait for a month of it nonstop. So that's why tomorrow's stream is going to be strictly just getting into the nitty gritty of writing things down, having things for me to get into, and stuff like that. And I do like the idea of us probably having like some days out of the week, maybe every Saturday, like we could do like Fluff was saying, we could do like a co-op specific day where we try to do some co-op game. The issue with that is that we all have to get on board with whatever co-op game that is, and it's kind of tough. Maybe like Farewell, that other game we could kind of do, like especially considering we might start with that game. No, I don't honestly. Oh, it's weird because Monster Hunter World isn't quite there. Well, we could. Yeah, I guess that does translate. We could do Monster Hunter World beta for like 2 or 3 days, and then it's gonna end, and then we could feed right into Fairway, whatever that is, and then we do that for the first week, and that way that could be our Saturday game that we play at the end of the week, and when we're doing like VR for too long and stuff like that. Which, by the way, I really am excited to do the VR stream. I am also, I'm also terrified that like having to stream VR for so long. Back to back, like you get physically exhausted. Like the next day I do VR and then I do a stream of it. The next day I feel like just extra tired. So I can only imagine it stacks on itself, and I'm just like, oh shit, it sucks. But we'll try to push through it. Good challenges all around, all that stuff. If I'm not mistaken, you have to clear the highest zone to get the one thing. Boldy says, so repeat. Okay, so regarding God in my story and would build, I've been also thinking about it by
Lone
Fantasy
Syndicate
Heavy.
said, well, it was supposed to release by the end of this year, but after looking into it, it's been pushed back until third quarter of 2025, so never mind.
Yeah, I felt like it wasn't gonna come out. It just looks like it's. If there's one thing we're sure about, like these fucking gacha games, is that like they take a monstrously high amount of time to create. Like I remember Wuthering Wave, we knew about forever ago, and like we were watching it, and we're like, why hasn't this fucking released yet? And finally, it released, and of course, I was happy to play it, but it just took a long time. Fantasy heavy world and calamity level monsters and demons. Interesting. Yeah. What do you call it? So you're trying to build like, man, that's tough, Bolty. I think world building is one of the funnest things, but it's like you can't describe like world building to somebody, I think, without it sounding like a little exhausting. You know what I mean? But like it is so fun when done really well. Like if your main character interacts with some old man who like raises both of them or some shit, or like pulls them out of anything, just something that like teases the brain about being, oh, that's cool. Oh, is that how that works? Oh, can that be manipulated? Like there's so many questions. But like when someone's telling you about like the gods and the demons and then these calamities go, like it's all so overwhelming to the brain that you're like, there's calamities? How are any cities standing? Like your brain starts asking questions, and of course you're like, as the writer, you're like, calm down. I'll get to that. Just calm down. All right, yeah, I don't know. The cities have a barrier next to them. So that's why cities pay tribute to these gods, because they give them like a little shield or something. But regardless, even hearing about the world rules, so to speak, or like not rules, but like components, like these calamity like monsters and shit, it always makes me ask questions, like to be that asshole who's like, how would those cities exist in this world if there are such calamity driven monsters? Also, ladies and gentlemen, just want to throw this out there, DMache season 5 or something like that is out, and dude, I'm so excited. It's finally only person who might remember this is Fluff, but a long time ago, I said that DMache is not a harem anime. It's very out of all the anime that I've watched, it just does not feel like a harem show. Believe me, man, I watch a lot, all right? It just never felt that way. It's gonna give me start making me seize. That's obnoxious to look at. Anyways, but finally, DMache has become a harem show. Finally, all right? Finally, it's hit the point where it feels like it is now leaning in, and oh boy, howdy. Seems like some mystery thing that I should pay attention to, but anyway. I will say I don't love that. I don't love that like a lot of this, whatever this video is just like a JPEG of one image. I wish they had more like shit to show off in the background. Like this part was fun.
Lone Syndicate said I saw that it looked like a whole new cast of characters.
The Dimache, not necessarily. No, it's the same cast, but it is. But basically, like Belle gets fucking locked into like some elf who's like obsessed with him being like the most like.
McFluffigan said Ranma 1/2 remake released recently. 2. I still recommend giving it a watch.
Ooh yeah, Ranma. Yeah. There's a bunch, man. I dread the day to put it on the list. I will say something. Anyone who's like a Manhwa fan, which by the way, Manhwa's been killing it. Like Solo Leveling, fucking like locked in viewership, awesome. Tower of God, locked in viewership. Apparently season 2, people like it took such a long time for them to make season 2 that most people. There were like other interesting things to watch that season, so people like they think it failed, but I don't think it did. Anyways, there is a beloved manhwa out there called, I think it's called the Before After the End, or the Beginning After the End, I think is what it's called. Anyways, it's a very good like isekai, which not isekai, it's isekai, but it's like a cool isekai. It's not like an isekai where like the guy gets hit by a bus and gets fucking put into a world. No, it's like there's a guy who's like from the world of Riddick, basically, and he's like the king god who ran that whole city, but never had like a family because he was the king. So like he got backstabbed at every turn and just had to see the worst of humanity. So he gets isekai, and he gets isekai in like a classic fantasy world, but he's not like trying to make up for the loss of his weakness. He's like, no, I just want to do well. And anyways, it's just a notoriously good manhwa. The issue though that people are bringing up is that this beloved manhwa is being like taken by an animation studio who just has done pretty mediocre work. So it's kind of like, oh no, hopefully they don't fuck it up kind of thing. Is largely the consensus I've seen online, which I kind of agree with. I'm kind of like, oh, that's a pretty beloved show. ReZero 2, yeah, ReZero looks like it's a, well, I don't know, man. I watched a video that, like a short that popped up in my feed, and I don't want to spoil anything, forgive me if this is kind of a lean into that, but it made me think that, does ReZero have like multiple endings? Like that, like it seems like the writer who wrote ReZero made like multiple endings for whatever choices Subaru uses. Or does, sorry. Like the people were saying that there's like a really shitty, it's called like I think there's like the 7 Deadly Sins or one of them, and I think he chooses like, I don't know if it's envy or is it pride. I think it's pride. It's like the pride ending, the canon pride ending, and it's basically where like Subaru defeats the odds. He kills like all of these like world-ending calamities. He puts the main girl in position of being queen, and then he like dips out and hangs out with the god who sends him there, the witch who sends him there for the rest of time. So he just chills with her, and I was like, oh shit. And people were like, yeah, it's one of the most depressing endings because he's like an idiot who doesn't like, he makes the choice that he thinks everybody wants rather than the choice that they actually do. But it made me think, oh shit, is ReZero gonna have like multiple endings? And I'm like, shit, please let there be a REM ending, please. Fuck all these people, okay? Fluff says recommend, Lone says Fluff recommend an anime. I gotta watch it. Yeah, Ranma. Yeah, a reboot of a beloved anime that I've heard about, mainly from Fluff. Brody says haven't watched the last ep. Only thing I know of are the alternative realities.
Lone Syndicate said GRINN don't T forget redeem code at S right there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lone, you quick-witted boy. Let me go over here and put that to face cam. Let's load up the other game. Sorry, Zenless. That's a rude thing to say to you. This. Pull up Zenless, so don't forget to do that. The other code still works too. Okay, perfect. What are the? Can somebody like? Yeah, thank you. Okay, can you post it in the Discord in the Zenless tab? Is it there somewhere? Let me see. Scroll. Copy. Boom. Guys, I don't want to alarm you, but I think I smoked my tooth on my big ass water bottle, and it just feels like it hurts. But your tooth is like a bone, so it shouldn't hurt. It shouldn't feel like the tooth itself, like the bone, like the core of the tooth should not feel like it hurts a little bit. I'm hoping I didn't crack my fucking tooth. It's already had a crack in it. A microscopic little crack. No. I think I'm okay. I'll bite into like a piece of pizza today and fucking shatter my front teeth. Yay! Why is that saying that? Invalid something something. Why? Loading config data. Invalid network request. Please try again. It's not letting me load in. I don't know what's happening. The stream is still going, so it's not like my stream crashed. Play. Logging into the game server, please wait. See, this is where I think it's having an issue. Went through. I only need to get in barely. And there she is. Man, I will say, although, because we've spent so much time with what's his name,
Lone Syndicate said also, Grin, we gotta get your account right, saying you don't have your characters built. I need to see this.
Yeah, I'll do a little update in a minute. Click, and then this, and then redeem. Successful! What is this? Is that right, or does it have to be capped? It doesn't. Yay. Virtual Revenge. I think we did get that. I think I did put in this one, right? Yeah, because that one's so. We got both of them locked in. I think they're the same thing. Virtual. Yeah. Cool. Mail. It's lagging a little bit. Boom. 300 gems. I'm rich. 4,000, eh, gang? It's gems. Okay, so I was just gonna say, so for me, the game may crash before we get into it, but I find myself in this place where I'm kind of like hovering, which is not good. I find like I don't know exactly. I find I was like, oh, I'm gonna build a little bit of Jane Doe, I'm gonna build a little bit of Caesar, and I'm gonna build a little bit of Piper. I kept oscillating in that, but then it made me feel like I was kind of like not able to progress with any of them because I'm moving so slowly. So then I kind of was like, okay, Caesar's in a place that is good enough. I find I have enough impact with her. I could probably level up a weapon. Is probably the last like bastion that I could do that would make a difference, which I probably should do. Yes.
Lone Syndicate said you easily gonna have about 12k gems when light comes.
I hope so. I hope you're right, Lone. But I probably could do that to give myself a little more impact, and that would probably make check off Caesar, so she'd be done. But I'm trying to also build out Jane Doe, so because Jane Doe just needs a little more anomaly, because she does feel like she's kind of been. She just feels like she doesn't have quite enough anomaly. But I will say I do think her like artifacts are pretty good when I checked. Like this, what do you call it? Decent 3 into critical rate, not bad. A little bit of anomaly proficiency. Nothing terrible there. Critical damage, pretty good. 1 into anomaly proficiency, I'll take it. A little bit into defense, could be better, but still not bad. 2 into critical damage, 2 into critical rate. Should there be a proficiency there, like anomaly proficiency? Sure. This one, kind of ass, probably the weakest out of the lot. Anomaly proficiency, yes, but critical damage, critical rate. I mean, I guess it's not terrible. 2 into HP is a little bit disgusting, but still. This one's probably the worst out of all of them, actually. But 2 into that's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But 2 into attack percent, not the worst. Still not good, but yeah. This one is pretty good, actually. I don't think I can get better. 2 critical rate and 1 anomaly tick. Pretty good. Defense is disgusting, but it's not. It could be worse. It could be significantly worse. And also, it's also element mastery bonus, or anomaly mastery, sorry, which is nice. So, again, I don't know how much I can improve on these. Probably the physical one probably is the only one that I can really make a dent in, but I digress. Yeah. So this one I'm trying to improve her on a little bit. I might start capping out, like start crowning her things, but I don't know. That might be a bad idea.
Lone Syndicate said your disc 5 is actually pretty good. None of Jane's disc need crit.
They don't need crit. I thought Jane was one of the few characters that could crit. My 5th, you said? Really? None? Well, I got a lot of crit then. That's a fucking waste. I thought Jane was one of the few characters that could crit with her anomaly. So it's nice when you build up anomaly fast, and then you can also crit pretty quickly. I don't think it's as important as anomaly proficiency, but I thought it wasn't a bad stat on her because she's one of the few
McFlufferkin
characters.
said Jane does crit scales off her anomaly proficiency or mastery.
Oh, okay. So wouldn't that mean critical rate is still important, but not critical damage? Or do you mean her critical damage scales? Yeah, it doesn't mean it detonates though. You mean it also like it increases the chance of her critting? Because theoretically, doesn't that mean that? I could see it like scaling up her damage. I just couldn't see it. It would do both. Anomaly proficiency would scale up both her critical rate and her critical damage. I could see it scaling up her critical damage, but just not critical rate. Anyways, yeah, those are the two things I'm lost on. Not lost. I know what to do. I'm trying to decide on like one character to start leveling, because at the end of the day, I just don't know what to like put my resin into that would matter. So I've been just putting it into disc, not disc. Sorry, these things, which also is an event right now. But I've been putting it into this one, which is basically giving me physical damage, which is not the worst because it's also giving me a 10% attack bonus, which I want for Ellen. I probably already have that for Ellen. Probably already has one that I could give 2 ice set and then also an attack set for that. But yeah, because arguably,
Lone Syndicate said no for every point of app above 300. I think you get crit rate. You can see it in her core skill.
Okay, no for every point of AP with 300. I think you get critical rate. You don't see it in her course. Okay, gotcha. So wouldn't it still mean that she wants one of the critical rates? Like, so it's like a second value stat. I know her like anomaly proficiency is her most important stat. Her second stat is probably attack percent, and then the third stat that's the next best I thought would have been one of the crits, which she doesn't benefit from. And triggers assault damage that causes trigger a critical hit. The base critical rate is 40% of her critical damage of 50%. Each point of Jane's anomaly proficiency increases her critical rate. So wouldn't critical damage be the thing that she still wants then? Because whenever it does crit, it would still scale off of her critical damage, right? Or is it saying here that it does both? It's kind of hard to understand. The assault.
McFlufferkin said on the first page, it highlights her main 2 stats.
Oh no, I know. Again, I know what she wants. Actually, I don't know. She wants. Yeah, I know. I knew it was anomaly proficiency, attack percent. But then the question is, what's the other one that you could get that's not dog shit? And I think it's one of the critical rates. I just don't know if it's critical damage or critical. What is it called? The other thing. And yeah, to me, it's like I don't know if I could improve these things exponentially because there's already anomaly proficiency. Unless you're just hunting specifically for anomaly efficiency only. So like. This one I think is fine because critical damage seems to be valuable still, and it's got 1 tick into anomaly proficiency. I don't know if that's going to be getting better. This one, same thing. It's got mainly into critical damage, but maybe I could. It just seems weird to fish out like the 2 ticks of critical rate and critical damage. This one, yeah, for sure it could be improved, but unfortunately, it's I don't have very many anomaly proficiency substat ones or like main stat ones. Yeah. Yeah, this one, I guess, critical rate is not very good on that one, yeah, because it scales off that. Interesting. I still don't get it, but fuck it. I don't care. I hate this game.
Lone Syndicate said, I guess the best way to put it is cert stats from disc don't affect the anomaly, only they that the crit benefits it her raw damage output like basic attack and skill damage.
I guess the base way to put it is the critical stat from her disc don't affect the anomaly, only they have the crit benefit. It's her raw damage output like base attack and skill anomaly. So you're saying that critical rate and critical damage just don't do anything for her? Is that why like you don't do it?
Bolty said Ive started the return of disaster class hero, but I don't get the same feeling Ive had with the other manual I recommended to you.
I agree. Bolty. I was gonna say Bolty. That was the one thing I wanted to say to you when I first seen you today, but I forgot. That's why I said like, "Hey, Bolty, we missed you." And then I was gonna say another thing, and I thought, I forgot what it was. But no, this is what it was. That fucking manga you sent me with like the berserker and shit, fire. I'm like at chapter 30. It's awesome. Very much enjoying it. It is like a gold mine of faces. Whether it's like going fucking sicko mode or...
McFluffigan said she's a special case where she still wants to focus on anomaly proficiency because it allows her assault to crit. Regular crit chance doesn't apply to anomaly effects otherwise.
Oh, I see. So crit is... So anything that... So great. So great. I hate this game so much. Not the game. I hate like how the game likes me. The one fucking character with the one stat that I don't want it to get that's good on every other character but her. I get dominant... Good critical rate, good critical damage, good critical rate, good critical damage. Can't use any of it. Awesome. What a fucking cool game. What a piece of shit. I fucking hate this thing. I started a Return on the Hero, but I don't get the same feeling I had with the manhwa. I recommend it to. Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. The Disaster Class one, Nub says it gets better. When you get more into it, it's still fun. It just doesn't have, I agree, it doesn't have that same, like, whether it's, like, storytelling, it just doesn't feel the same. Whereas I feel like the one you showed me, it's exciting. If I could, I don't know if you've read this one, Bolty, but let me try to find it for you. Because you gave me good, man. I'm sure you've already read it, though. Have you seen the one where it's, like, the... Oh, fuck me. It's like the S-rank... I'll try to find it. It's a whole thing. It's a whole last name. But it's basically like the premise is guy in a tower. Guy plays a game for like 10 years. He's one of the few people that beats like this impossible game. As soon as he beats it, a towers start appearing everywhere, and it's modeled right after the game. And the guy just starts fucking devouring the shit out of the tower, getting every advantage possible, and it's just fire. So good. Magic. How do I see what is this? Where the hell would manhwa be? I'm blind. Can I just click anything like We do manhwa. We do popular.
Lone Syndicate said what Fluff said if you want you can view my Jane for reference.
She's special case focus for regular critical chance doesn't apply to anomaly. It does, so nothing does. But that's my question. The last question that I'm not sure about is, does critical damage do anything, or like no critical anything benefits from anything? It's just anomaly proficiency. I read some of the manga for chance too. Otome, no, I don't think that's what it is. I'm not sure if you've seen it, because it should ring a bell if you've seen it. It's like, it is a whole thing. It is also, I think, one of the more, it's, yeah, like a pretty famous, not the Reborn thing, where is it? I gotta scroll for my life. That. The Lazy Lord Masters of Sword, by the way, fire. Very fucking good. Surprised I haven't found it pop up. Bolty, I might have to leave you hanging here, buddy. It's killing me. But I can't find...
Lone Syndicate said crit damage can boost her damage outside of her assault.
Okay, so but not really. Okay, so yeah, that's yeah, no. So not really. Got it. So it will increase her damage on a base, but not like the main thing you're building off her is assault. So technically, yes, it will give some benefit, but not as much. Gotcha. Say less. I will not give up.
McFluffigan said it does seem like you're using what is considered the best 4- and 2-piece sets, since she can trigger the 4-piece fanged metal.
Oh yeah, like the main set. Yeah, that I think is pretty good. That's the only thing I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. character growth might be considered one of them. Popular. I might read Solo Leveling someday too. I mean, that's great. Solo Leveling is fucking awesome. It's very good. I will say though, you're in a weird position where like it might be better for you to actually like watch the manhwa, or sorry, watch the anime now, and then when you're done, read the manhwa, because the manhwa goes into much more detail about certain things. I'm gonna fucking lose it. It's not coming up at all. What an absolute piece of shit. Surely I've kept it in here. Maybe I'm not trusting myself enough. Continue reading. Not that one. Where are you? Not that one. That one's good too. The 100th regression of the max level player. Very fucking cool. Very cool manhwa. Dude, it's basically a dude who rocks a scythe build in a video game, and it's fucking awesome. He's also done like a little puss, little baby. Yeah, which happens a lot in these goddamn shows.
McFluffican said surprise. It's a VTuber status report. Doobie 3D, that is all.
Surprise. I am shocked that I cannot find this damn thing. Well, I might just have to give on up. Because it's fight 10... There it is. Got it. Jesus Christ. I'm the max level
Lone
newbie.
Syndicate said overall, I would say your Caesar and Jane are in a good place, so you can focus on the next character.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I know I want to like complete them. That's just my thing that I'm like, I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy like when I play my, like one of my favorite things was like when you play your Raiden Shogun or your Ganyu, and you're like, this character is fucking peaked out, like just locked in. I'm the max level newbie. Check that one out for a watch. It is good, and also it is one of the only other manhwa that I've ever read that has like done the same thing that Solo Leveling did, which is basically you're like really locked into like seeing how this character evolves. It's also very obvious that it's very inspired by max level Solo Leveling. so yes, but it is just really cool seeing a character like dominate the game world / real world, which again it makes it so that the problem that I have with so many like it's a video game kind of things, which is that like there's no stakes because you're just in a fucking video game. You just take off the helmet and you're out. And then like Sword Art's like, you're trapped though. And I'm like, yeah, but to get out and to go back in, it just makes sense. Anyways, this one, it's like, no, the dude did like an impossible feat. It's like the 1% of person who beat this video game, maybe the only person who beat this video game. And then as soon as he takes off the helmet, it happens in the real world. And he's like, fuck. And then he's like, I gotta get strong. And then he starts gaming the system because he's the only one who beat it. And the way he like positions shit, so fucking fire. I cannot wait, Bolty, until you meet the Paladin waifu, which by the way, one of the best waifus in all of manhwa. It is so good. Watch it now, Bolty, today. End of stream. Read it. I shouldn't watch. Read it. I guess it's a little bit watchy, but it has one of the best heroine people ever. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Very much appreciate you guys explaining to me the thing with Jane Doe. It really puts in the perspective of how unlucky I got rolling my... I thought lucky games.
McFlufferkin said you should read yourself. Now.
Read myself? What do you mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Also, Doobly 3D. I don't know what that is, but it's apparently a viewer status report. Also, my friend recommended me Legend of the North Blade and Return of Bloodthirsty Police. Sounds like a lot. Anyways, but ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow I hope some of you can tune in. It'll be at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time because we will be ironing out the nitty-gritty of a month of my dumbass being in the fucking corner of your YouTube screen being like, we're doing too much. We're streaming. You're going to get sick of me and I'm going to bet on it. Wayfinder, thank you. I'll buy it immediately as soon as I end the stream. Appreciate you. Yes, so expensive. This month has been just brutal. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, hope I can see you again, and goodbye, my friends. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. No,